Hey guys, it's Christina Cimorelli. Welcome to my second channel. You probably know me from my main channel, Cimorelli, the band I'm in with my sisters. On this channel, I get more into my personal life, especially pregnancy, motherhood, and other personal life stuff. So today, as you can see, we're doing my 16-week pregnancy update. In this video, I'm gonna tell you guys my 16-week update. I'm gonna do a Q&A in the end from my Instagram, and I'm gonna tell you like how this pregnancy is different so far. I mean, really, we're not even halfway in yet. So far, wow, that was my elbow cracking really loud. So far, how it's different from last time with Barrett. So let's get into it. Okay, so I did a whole first trimester recap, which goes through like week 12 or 13, I guess. There's a big debate on what the first trimester actually is. I've seen lots of people say different things for different reasons, so whatever, that's about what it is. So I do have a whole video on that. I will link that in the description if you want to watch my full first trimester recap. But now that we're into the second trimester, past 16 weeks, but I'm going to talk about through 16 weeks, I'm going to give you some more details and then go into the Q&A. So I shockingly started to feel the baby move at 12 weeks. I was like not quite sure, but I was like, I know what it feels like when the baby moves. I just don't know what it feels like when a baby this small moves, because with Barrett, I felt him move at 17 weeks is when I kind of started to think I was feeling something. And my placenta was in the front with him, but I found out that my placenta with this baby is in the back, which makes it easier to feel the baby moving, kicking at your stomach, because there's not a placenta cushioning there. And it's my it's my third pregnancy, my second baby that old. So it's like a double whammy of me being able to feel. And then unfortunately, this is the bad, it's not that bad, but the baddish part compared to last pregnancy is that last time, like magic at 14 weeks, I was like, wow, back to normal with my food and cravings and whatever. No more nausea, no more morning sickness after a really bad first trimester. It was like magic at 14 weeks. And this time, I think it was at 14 weeks, I did start to feel better for sure, but it still hasn't gone back to normal. I don't know when that's gonna happen, and I don't really feel nauseous anymore, but I just still have some food aversions, and like I don't wanna prepare any food. Like I have an aversion to preparing the food. The idea of getting the ingredients out and preparing them makes me feel not quite nauseous, but almost nauseous. It's just like, no, I can't get these individual ingredients out and put them together. I don't know why. That doesn't make any sense to me, but it's like if the meal is already made and prepared, I'm like, okay, I can eat this. But the idea of making it makes me feel sick. I can't explain that. So that sucks. I haven't really felt normal in that way, but I have felt normal, basically back to normal with energy levels, which I'm so grateful for. And then I'm back to exercising. I'm gonna do a whole video talking more about that, like things I'm doing differently this pregnancy, and exercise is a big one of them that I'm really grateful for. But yeah, I'm back to exercising. It's already way better than last time, so praise the Lord for that. But yeah, overall it's just, when can I get to normal with food? And I talked about in one of my other videos, and on Instagram I was craving Jordan almonds. And I got a bunch of them. I ate a bunch of them, and I don't really want them anymore, which is rare for me. But yeah, I'm still really into fruit, just like last time too. It's just the idea of cold, juicy fruit. Oh, it's gotta be cold though. Like straight out of the refrigerator, I'm just like, oh, fruit, which guys, I don't give one rip about fruit normally. So it's definitely really weird for me, and it's just such a pregnancy thing for me. And then I think anything else I would say would probably be answering your questions, so I'm gonna jump into your questions right now. This is from my Instagram, Christina Sim, where you guys ask questions, so let's answer those. Okay, first question, is this baby kicking more or less than Barrett? I can't compare right now because I need to get like more into like the 20s to really see. So I really can't compare. Barrett will be hard to keep up with, and I'm kind of praying that this baby will be kicking less and will be more chill than Barrett, because I think that would be a lot easier. But you know, it is what it is. I can't control it, so I'm just gonna have to accept whatever this baby is. So for now, I don't know, but stay tuned. Oh my gosh, now my shoulder is popping really loud. Stay tuned, and we'll be following up on this later. I'm paying attention, okay? Barrett, I had to get two anatomy scans with Barrett. Who does that? Because he wouldn't stop moving in the one. And she's like, wow, he's really active. He won't stop moving. I'm so sorry. I'm trying really hard. And she just kept trying, and she's like, I can't get everything I need because he won't stop moving. Okay, how many more kids do you want? That's not really a pregnancy question, but I'll answer anyway. I definitely want a lot more. I don't know how many. We'll see. Like 4+. Do you feel this pregnancy is different than the last one with Barrett? It's weird because partially it feels exactly the same, and then partially it does not, like I said, with food and stuff. So I don't think it's that different. I think it's pretty similar. What advice would you give your past self in preparation for this pregnancy? For this stage in pregnancy? What advice? I don't know, something about the food, because I was not preparing for that. I would say, listen, your morning sickness might not resolve as fast as last time. Or maybe if I was giving myself advice and I knew it. Your morning sickness will not resolve. So try to come up with a plan for like prepping food, or like asking Nick for help on the weekends or something to get things prepped for the week, so that you don't really have to prep the food because it's making you sick. I think that's my only advice. What has been the biggest encouragement this time? Interesting question. I would say the fact that my mental health has been so much better, which I saw a question about that, so I'll go into more detail about that in the question. Oh, here's the question right here. How is your mental health this time? What are you doing differently? Okay, so I am gonna do a whole video where I talk about what I'm doing differently, like mentally, physically, like all this stuff. But I will say in this video, my mental health is so much better, especially just because I've already been through this. It's so much better this time. I do have way better self-care habits this time, so I'll go into detail those in the other video. But that's the big thing, is I have way better self-care habits, and I've already been through this before. I think those two things are huge. The way I live my life is so different now than it was when I was pregnant with no children. So different. It's better now, honestly, which is amazing. Next question, how is Barrett responding to this pregnancy, and does he know that I'm pregnant? Well, Barrett is 19 months, and no, he does not have one clue. I'm like, baby in here, and he's just like, belly button, basically. He just likes belly buttons a lot, and I try to explain there's a baby in here too, but I think he's just like, belly button, baby, what? He is really good with babies, like really good. He's very soft and, how do I explain this? Like affectionate and sweet with babies. Like with his cousins who were younger, he's like, oh, and he'll like pet their heads, like, so that's really sweet. Except for when he saw me burping one of the twins, his cousins, Kat's kids, then he thought like, oh, you just hit babies, basically. So he was trying to cop me with burping and not being gentle, but it came from a good place. He's not like lashing out and hitting anyone, which is amazing because that's happened to him before. A toddler has lashed out and hit him. So I thought, oh, he's gonna be like, that's what all toddlers are like. But so far, he's not like that. How has your experience with pregnancy shaped your relationship with God? It is an incredibly spiritual experience for me. I just feel like I'm constantly leaning on God, trusting in God, praying, connecting with God. Creating a human life is just, it's just unreal. So I do feel very connected with God, and it's like, it shows me so many more like daily images of God in my life, if that makes sense. Like feeling the baby kick and seeing my stomach grow. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm just like, this is unreal. Like God's design is just unreal. So I just feel like I've gotten a lot closer to God, and I feel like more connected. What's the worst thing about your pregnancy at the moment? The fact that I can't eat food normally. I'm not like, yay, I'm gonna eat chicken tonight. I'm like, that is just really kind of ruining my life right now. Not really, but I'm being dramatic, but it's not very fun. That is probably the worst. My sciatic nerve pain is the other worst part of it right now, but I am managing it pretty well. I saw a question about that, so I'll get to that one. It's very confusing because I started with more of a stomach this time than last time. I just had a flat stomach. This time I had more of a post-baby stomach a year and a half later, basically, 15 months later. And so I already started with more in my stomach in the first place. And then bloating is one of my first pregnancy symptoms, like major bloating. So I was just bloated from the beginning and I looked like I had a bump, but that wasn't the baby. It's a bloat bump. It's not a baby bump. It's a pregnancy bloated bump. So I do feel I have a little bump that's definitely the baby now, because the baby's like, what, 5 or 6 inches? And the placenta and everything. So I do think there's a little bump that's definitely the baby right now. But I'm bloated most of the day, so it looks like a bigger bump, I would say, for the most of the day. So I don't know. When did it come in when it was really the baby? I don't know. But I've had a bump from day one, especially from the bloat. I don't know. The bump thing is kind of weird. It's like women stress over it, like, am I too small? Am I too big? Should I be showing yet? Why am I showing already? Why am I not showing yet? And it's really kind of messed up. Like there is a lot going on there where women feel like they're only supposed to be so big, or they're supposed to be a certain size and they're not. And it's just like a lot of stress for women, especially when they're already just going through a pregnancy. You don't need that. So it's kind of messed up. And I've felt that pressure myself as well, but I've been pretty good with talking myself through it and being like, no, you're just a human being. You're not a robot. You're not supposed to be this perfect whatever thing that follows all these weird guidelines that people have. It's just, you're just growing a baby, and that's just it. How has your depression been this pregnancy? Pretty good. I mean, it was pretty bad last time, and it's off and on right now, but it's not that bad. Especially considering the fact that it's, I guess, still winter right now, technically. Is it spring yet? But I've been going through this whole pregnancy in winter for the most part, and that's like my most depressed time of the year, and it really hasn't been that bad. So, I mean, I gotta say, pretty good. How do you prepare to handle the pain of giving birth? I'm gonna do a whole video on my birth plan, preferences, whatever, preparation. But I am doing a lot of things to prepare for the pain that I hope I even get to experience in the first place. I don't know if I'm gonna get to labor. I hope I'm going to. I don't know if I'm gonna get to have a vaginal birth. I hope. So I hope I get to have that experience so badly, but I think I'm going to be taking a hypnobirthing course. If you have any tips for managing the pain of labor, leave them below. Would love to hear them. But I've already been reading a ton, watching a ton, and I just hear really good things about breathing and going inwards. And there's some hypnobirthing courses that I've already read a book about this before, and 2 books actually. And it's just like your breath and like your mind, like your imaging, the images in your mind and your focus basically, and turning inwards and getting your body to do what you want it to do, like relaxing and whatnot. Basically I don't know if I did a good job of explaining that, but it's kind of what it is. So I'm planning on doing this course that my neighbor recommended, a course to me that I'm going to be doing because she had a great birth experience. So I'm going to take that course. If I love it, I'll definitely recommend it to you guys. Did you lose any weight due to your food aversions? Yes, I lost just a couple pounds, not like anything that made me really worried. And I haven't really gained any weight yet. I'm trying not to worry. I'm not really worried because every time I've gone in, the baby has been fine. So I'm not worried, but I was really worried last time. I was obsessively weighing myself and going, I didn't gain a pound this week. Is the baby okay? Because I just had a miscarriage before. So I was like flipping out last time. And this time I'm trying not to worry as much, and I'm not as worried, but there's a little bit of me that is a little worried, but I know it was fine last time. So for the most part, I'm like, this is like last time, it's gonna be fine. Do you think this pregnancy is easier or harder than it was with Barrett? I think it's easier. Yeah, because I'm mentally in a better place. Even though this pregnancy might be slightly harder. Maybe. So far. How did you handle morning sickness if you had it? Which I did. So my strategy was protein. It really did make me feel better. I didn't know this last time. All I ate was carbs basically, and it made me feel worse, and I didn't know why. And I looked it up this time and saw it's something like with your blood sugar. So I tried really hard to have protein with every single meal. And I got like these little like protein crackers. They're almost like animal crackers. So they're like sweet. They're almost like cookies, but I don't know how to explain it. Things that feel very carby, because that's what I wanted, but that had protein in them. And like strawberry Greek yogurt feels very like just carby to me, but there's a lot of protein in there. So things like that. I looked up high protein snacks, and anything I could stomach, I made, like ants on a log celery with peanut butter and raisins. That was an amazing before bed snack. So yeah, that's what I did. Look up, if this is you, look up high protein snacks and see is there anything in there you could possibly eat. And that would be my advice. I think that's all of my advice on that. Okay, and the last question is, does your C-section scar hurt from being stretched? No, it's not really being stretched yet. It already has kind of random pain every once in a while anyway, but it is not really that stretched yet, so not yet. I got pregnant at what, 15 months postpartum, so not too early after, I guess, from what I'm seeing online, but it'll be stretching, what, probably like 21 months postpartum. I'll probably really start stretching. So I hope it doesn't start hurting. We'll see. Well, that is all your guys' questions. I'll be doing all those updates, and then I have lots of videos coming up. Like I mentioned a couple of them in this video, like my birth plan and like what I'm doing different and all that. So keep an eye out for those. Well, I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this update. And like I said, comment below if you had any tips for managing a pain during labor. Would love to hear them, and I'll see you guys in the next video.